Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Another collection video, and all of these knives have been featured on my channel. But I did a small knife collection video yesterday, and so I thought I would do my preferred knife collection video today, my large knife collection. Anyway, this is not all of them. I do have several machetes that I'm not including in this. This is my dedicated large knife collection, not including machetes. I've got my Thai machete, my Smash It, several Golocks that I haven't included in this. Machetes I put in a different category to these because they are on a price bracket that I put in a budget bracket. These aren't budget knives. Many of them cost several $100s, ranging up to my custom, which was over $500 Australian. So many of them are quite expensive knives for me. I consider a $500 knife an expensive knife for me. Some of them are a lot cheaper than that, but machetes tend to run about $40, $50, so I don't consider them in this bracket. Anyway, these are my dedicated large knives that are in the better category, like not but better, but above the budget category. Anyway, let's get on to it. I'll start off with what I would consider my favorite user, my Topspare Eagle. This is the old version, and I'm probably sorry, but most of these are quite large, so they probably won't fit in frame very easily. This is the older version, 5160 steel. So it features the flat grind, not the saber grind. This is a beast, and which I'll probably say about most of them. It's a really, really good user knife. It chops probably, out of all the knives I've got, this would be one of the best choppers I've ever found. I've done a review on it. I think I've reviewed all of these knives. I have used this knife quite a lot, and it is quite simply one of the best user knives I've ever found as far as the large knives go. I put camo foam on the handle to thicken it up. It now suits my hand really well. Excellent knife. The 5160 steel is really tough. It takes a beating, takes a keen edge. The reason why it chops so well is because of the flat grind. It doesn't stack like saber grinds do, so it actually buries deeper in. And you'll find the reason that the competition choppers use flat grinds is for that reason. But anyway, yeah, that's the Power Eagle by Tops Knives. And I actually probably take them off so I can clear it out. This is really in no order. I'll just keep going as we go. Cold Steel 1849 Rifleman's knife. I really like this one too. I like all of them. Bought this one before I bought the Savord. I wanted a large fighting knife, basically, although I have no need for a large fighting knife. And this one caught my eye. I got it for a really good price. I think I paid $149 Aussie for it. They're now running at about $250. Very classy piece. The 1080 steel seems to get rust on it quite easily. Now that I put ballistol on it, it doesn't do that. I do notice it gets verdigris on the brass quite easily, but other than that, yeah, it's a fantastic piece. I am still yet to get a decent edge on it. It's got a reasonable working edge on it, but I am going to get it professionally sharpened. The sheath's just a friction fit, but suits the knife very well. It will fall out, but once it's on the hanging on the dangler, it's quite a large knife. It's not going to fall out. Yeah, fantastic piece. It very period correct for that era. So yeah, another fantastic piece. My 40th birthday present and a grail knife for me. Cold Steel Trailmaster in San Mai 3. Yeah, this is the original Japanese version. As I said, grail knife. What more can I say? I loved this knife since they first came out. Fantastic. Bit of a safe queen for me. I haven't used much of it. Haven't used it much at all. I've jammed it in a bit of pine. I have cut some paper with it. Other than that, I haven't really used it. Not that I don't think it will handle it. I just I've got other knives to use, and it just gives me pleasure to own it. It's such a pretty knife to look at, and it's fantastic. Beautiful knife. And as I said, a grail knife for me. Glad I picked it up when I did, because yeah, they run about $500 Aussie now. I bought it for $340 back 10 years ago. So yeah, Cold Steel Trailmaster in San Mai. Yeah, Cold Steel Light Terrain Chopper in Carbon V. Another knife I've had for a long time. Really like this one too. Only Cold Steel product that I've got in Carbon V. Nice modernised kukri design. Not a bad chopper. Doesn't chop as well as the Power Eagle, but yeah, still formidable large knife. I hope I'm getting them all in frame, but yeah. Boar collector. It is a large knife. It's over 8-inch blade. I didn't include any of the others, but because they've got slightly smaller blades, but it is a large knife. Yeah, I don't normally go for CX style blades, but yeah, I've fallen in love with this one, mainly because of the price point, and I like sub-hilt fighters. Yeah, it's a nice knife for what it is and for the price point, and yeah, nice thick spine. Yeah, fantastic knife for the price. Savord von Tempsky Bowie. This is a beast. Yeah, ugly. Would I say ugly? Yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. But yeah, I held off on buying one for a long time, and they were only getting dearer and dearer. Thankfully, I got onto a seller here on eBay. They were selling them for just under $300, and I jumped on them. At the moment, they're running up around about the $500 mark. Yeah, so they are expensive now. Thankfully, I got one that had the 7mm spine. I haven't used it much at the moment. I did buy it as a user, so I am going to give it a flogging when I get the chance. I just haven't had the chance at the moment. Yeah, Really nice 15 and 20 steel. I've wrapped the handle in camo form. Yeah, it's a beast. Just a big, thick slab of 15 and 20 steel. Formidable fighting knife, and that's what they are. They're designed simply as a Bowie style knife. Interesting backstories on them. Von Tempsky designed them over in New Zealand for that sort of thing, like just a dual fighting knife and woodsman's knife, and I think he achieved it quite well. Always wanted one, and thankfully I got one now. And that leads me to my last one. My Sinclair Custom. 50th birthday present. To me. Yeah, I designed the knife myself. Based on a Bark River design. The Crusader, I think it is, yeah. Modified to my specifications. 3V steel at 60 Rockwell, cryo treated. Mark Sinclair did a fantastic job on it. I'm just in awe of this knife. It's fantastic. Beautiful flat grind, full flat grind. Yeah, it's just everything I ever wanted in a custom. And yeah, he just delivered a fantastic custom knife to me. It just gives me pleasure pulling it out. I have done a little bit of chopping with it, a bit of a tip test on it. I am going to do more and more work with it. I did buy it to use it. It's in a steel that should be its specifications are it should be as tough as nails. So it's just life's got in the way. I haven't had the chance to do it, but it will eventually get used, and not abused, but used and used a bit rough, I think. But it's my hunting and camp knife. That's what I bought it for. So yeah, hopefully I may get out in the bush at one stage or another and get the chance to get into it and do it again. So, but even if I don't get out in the bush, I am going to do some more testing out in the backyard, and just run it through its paces again. But again, it just gives me pleasure every time I pull it out of its sheath. But that's my custom Sinclair camp knife, camp and hunting knife. And that's it. That's my large knife collection. I make no apologies. I love large knives. Like I said in the other video, I've always, mainly because of my big hands, larger knives give a bigger handle usually. Very few of the smaller knives tend to suit my large hands, where with the bigger knives, their handles tend to give me far more grip. That's the main reason. I do like large choppers and that sort of thing. And I've always been fascinated by like the Trailmaster. That was probably one of the more influential knives of growing up, like in the 80s. And that's where I think a lot of the love for large knives came from. And so that's where I grew to appreciate a large knife, and I've always gravitated towards that. I'm a fairly big bloke too, 6'2", 187 centimeters. high, yeah, and yeah, weigh 120 kilos. So yeah, I'm a fairly big bloke, so I tend to be able to use a large knife to its potential as far as being able to put a lot of weight behind it and chop and that, you know. So that's why I like big knives, and yeah, I don't make any apologies about that. And when I was designing my custom camp knife, I always was going to make a knife that went quite large. I didn't want to duplicate any of the other knives that I had, you know, like I didn't want to basically make a custom Trailmaster, and I didn't. I made something that was different. So yeah, it I had specific things in mind, and that's why it ended up like this. So yeah, just working with Mark, and this is what I came up with, and with him, and yeah, he delivered that. But anyway, yeah, that's my large knife collection and a few of my thoughts of why I tend to gravitate towards them and why I prefer them, mainly because of my hand size and why I like them. But anyway, that's my large knife collection, and thanks for watching.